We all know what CNN wants you to think about CNN and Chief Medical Correspondent Sanjay Gupta and Joe Rogan and Sanjay's appearance on Joe Rogan. But what do real people think about CNN and Sanjay Gupta and Joe Rogan?
There's a way that we can find out.
So I think we'll just go straight to the source. Before we get into this video, I want to give a quick shout out to my sponsor, BackupSolarBank.com. What you got here is a beefy backup power bank that can be powered by the sun and through a regular wall outlet. It has a built-in LED flashlight and SOS strobe light features that can be seen far away, a high battery capacity of 20,000 milliamp hours, wireless charging that automatically recognizes most devices, and it has a bi-directional fast charging Type-C port, USB port, and a USB QC 3.0 fast charging output port, which can charge 3 devices at the same time. Do yourself a favor and grab a couple of them for you and your friends. My discount link is in the description below.
I made this meme last night, but I was inspired by another meme, and this is all about, Joe Rogan. A couple was last seen eating horse feed today. Shocking details tonight on CNN. But I was inspired by whoever made this meme right here. This is hilarious. I've been drinking lots of water, says Joe Rogan. And then Brian Steltron, reliable sources, says Joe Rogan promotes ingesting liquid commonly used as engine coolant. No exaggerations on these memes, by the way, and it's sad because that is what CNN is about. CNN is the distract, deceive, divide, demoralize, dehumanize, and conquer machine. CNN is owned by Turner Broadcasting. Turner, a big shareholder, one of the biggest shareholders in Turner Broadcasting is BlackRock/Vanguard. Incidentally, one of the biggest shareholders of is BlackRock and Vanguard. As a matter of fact, BlackRock is the number 1 shareholder and Vanguard is the number 3 shareholder. So when you're talking about who owns CNN and who owns, it's the same multinational corporation. Now, this guy, John Bergman, Brianna Keeler, and Sanjay Gupta, I did a little research. John Bergman has a net worth of $5 million. I don't know what his salary is. I don't know what Brianna Keeler's salary, and I don't know what Sanjay Gupta's salary is through CNN. But according to my research, Bergman is worth $5 million, Brianna Keeler is worth $8.5 million, and Sanjay Gupta is worth $12 million, and Sanjay Gupta makes $4 million a year from my research. Could be wrong, could be higher, could be lower. But my question is, how do these people not have a net worth of higher than that? You know they're making bank. If you made $4 million a year at the end of 5 years with investments and all that, wouldn't you be worth more than 12 million? It just doesn't make any sense. So in one sense, I don't believe what these people say about what these people make and what their net worth is, because it seems like if you have 2 brain cells rubbed together, you're going to realize that, you won't be on that gravy train for very long, and you need to have your money working for you instead of you working for the money. But that's a little digression here. I wanted to show you some interesting comments. And, I applaud CNN for actually leaving the comments up, because that's more than I can say about the White House. If you go to the White House YouTube channel, Biden thinks so little about the First Amendment and what Americans think about him that he is, I would say that he's the head of the White House. So he's the leader of the free world. He should know whether his YouTube channel has comments disabled or not. And because he doesn't care about the First Amendment, he doesn't care about what Americans think about him and the job that he's doing, they have disabled the comments. That's, for a president of the United States who put his hand on the Bible to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and then he becomes the very enemy that he said that he claims to be against by eliminating free speech under the White House YouTube channel. Says a lot. Actions speak louder than words. But this video right here with the title, Watch Dr. Sanjay Gupta Go One-on-One with Podcaster Joe Rogan, has 1.138 million views. But I want to direct your attention to the dislike versus like ratio. it has a 73 to 76% dislike ratio. 32,931 people dislike this video. That gives me a little bit of hope for humanity, because that shows me that people can actually see through the facade that is CNN, the counterfeit news network, the communist news network, the Clinton news network. 32,931 dislikes to 8,642 likes. Who are these people that like? Let me just go ahead and put my dislike in the pile. Let's read some of these comments right here. I'm going to expand this so you can see it a little bit better on your screen. I love some of these comments. The only mental gymnastics, because they accused Joe Rogan of engaging in mental gymnastics in this video. The only mental gymnastics performed on that podcast was Sanjay trying to figure out how not to call his employers liars when confronted. And you can see it in his face. Joe Rogan soundly cornered him. Soundly. And he couldn't not lie. So what you have here in this program right here is CNN lying and Sanjay Gupta continuing to lie about CNN lying about Joe Rogan. That's how deep the deception goes. This is why long-form conversations are so critical instead of selected sound bites, because you can easily manipulate anything with a 15 or 20-second sound bite, and CNN specializes in that. They've been exposed many, many times by many, many people, including me. Controversial is what CNN calls everything that they can't compete with. The reason they said that is because of how they start this.
Our chief medical
listen to this right here.
Correspondent Dr. Sanjay Gupta sat down for a 3-hour one-on-one with controversial podcast host Joe Rogan last night.
Controversial podcast host. That's how you subtly try to discredit the person that you're talking about. We're going to lift up Sanjay Gupta, but we're going to push down Joe Rogan. A lot of these comments are just right on the money. CNN shouldn't have lied, said Sanjay Gupta. And if you want to check that out, I've got this video right here up on my BitChute channel. It's entitled "Two-Faced Sanjay and CNN Doubled Down on Lies Post Rogan." You'll want to check that out, because what I did was let's see, 14 minutes and 22 seconds. It's an in-depth review of the sound bites from Joe Rogan and what he said when he admitted that, yeah, they shouldn't have said that. Yeah, they were wrong when they said that. And then the sound bites from CNN where he literally goes back on what he said. So he's this meek, humble, kind guy, accepting what Joe Rogan said in reference to CNN lying about Joe Rogan. But then when he goes on to his own fake stream media show, CNN, he continues the lie. He continues to propagate the lie as they sit there with their little smug faces. The rules are simple. They lie to us. We know they're lying to us. They know we know they're lying, but they keep lying anyway, and we keep pretending to believe them. And that's where I chalk up this 8.6 thousand likes right here. It's like, you guys got to know at some point. You have to understand, your mind has to become enlightened that CNN is not there for your good. It is a distract, deceive, divide, demoralize, and dehumanize campaign so that we can all be divided into this left versus right paradigm crap that they're constantly trying to push on us. This one right here says, here's some of what he said really means this is what CNN wants you to see. After watching the full podcast and then watching this, it astounds me how all three of these snakes can just keep having nuanced discussions. Remember when Sanjay Gupta said that? He said, well, it's really all nuanced. And Joe Rogan was saying, no, there's no nuanced discussion about a lie. They lied to us. They lied about Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan made a good point. If they're going to lie about me, a comedian, how could we ever believe them when they talk about Russia, or when they talk about anything in the medical field, or when they talk about get your VA-XXs, or when they talk about weapons of mass destruction? Every single mainstream media news outlet was involved in the lie, the destructive, deadly, damning lie of weapons of mass destruction. At least from that point on, nobody should be believing anything coming out of mainstream media. nuanced discussions where they end up completely fabricating events. Sanjay, too, no class. He was singing a completely different tune during the podcast. And when you watch it, you will see he is a turncoat, man. He is a two-faced snake. Highly recommend people go watch the podcast after listening to this and then make up their mind as to what actually happened, as to what actually transpired. I suggest doing that too. I suggest doing that same thing. The enemy of the people gets exposed again. Do you remember what Chris Cuomo said? I'm going to play this little clip from Chris Cuomo. Chris Cuomo actually gave us some really, really good advice. Never trust the media, and media is not your friend. Listen to this.
So I'm careful with the media always. Right. I've always told you the media is not your friend. No.
Totally agree. That's Chris Cuomo from CNN. I'm going to play it again. Be careful with the media always. The media is not your friend.
So I'm careful with the media always. Right. I've always told you the media is not your friend. No.
Media is not your friend. And when your paycheck depends on you not understanding, not knowing, and not pushing out the truth, you won't do it. The whole reason, I mean, you think Sanjay Gupta wants to get off his gravy train? Ain't no way. No way. He's staying on the gravy train. And you can see that. You can see where his devotion is. You can see where his loyalty lies. I like how CNN cut out the main parts. You're called fake news for good reason. Let's go, Brandon. 2.7 thousand likes, guys. This is Brianna Keeler to Sanjay Gupta. I'm so glad you did this because there's so many people who can listen to the sense that you make. And this person says, lady, I don't think that's what everyone else is thinking, laughing my ass off. Nope, that's not what I'm thinking. Sanjay Gupta not only didn't make any sense, he was talking in circles. He got pinned by Joe Rogan. Everybody knew that he was lying. Everybody knew that he had to save face and cover for his corporate masters. This is exactly why news media is dying a slow death. Controversial. This is what they called Joe Rogan at the very beginning. Controversial. World's most popular podcast, Joe Rogan. That's how you demean somebody. That's how you try to diminish their credibility while you set them up for a fall as you continue to lie and peddle more lies and then cover for the lies that you already told. I love this. Sanjay, that bothered you? The fact that my network lied about you bothered you? Joe Rogan, it should bother you too. Why doesn't it? Let's not talk about anything else right now, Sanjay, until we talk about this. They lied about me. I've demonstrated they lied. We played the clip that they lied, the Lower Chiron. They didn't just lie with their lips. Erin Burnett didn't just lie with her lips. CIA asset Anderson Cooper didn't just lie with his lips. And the Lower Chiron, they were like, Joe Rogan took ivermectin, a horse dewormer. Completely lying. Now, we've established the fact that they lied. Yes, it bothers me, and it should bother you. Why doesn't it? Why won't you call them out for their lies? Why do you continue working there? Oh, it's because you're making tons of money. So to you, making money is more important than telling the truth and not working for a corrupt organization that tells lies. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I really want to hear what you have to say about this.
Hey guys, we know with the way things have been going, it can get really interesting really quick. So make sure you and your family have a long-term storable food supply. Support the channel and get $50 off with my link in the description while you still can.